Today's Tips du Jour mailbag question comes to us from Italy. Robert, I think I have a loose fret on my guitar. Is there a way to tell if this is the case? Pedro in Sicily, Italy. Pedro, yes, there is a way to tell if you have loose fret ends, and it's fairly easy and very noticeable. Let's go over to the bench. I'll show you how to diagnose it. So Pedro, there are a couple of ways to tell if you have loose frets. This guitar came into the shop yesterday. It was made over in Australia and came to Colorado. And of course, we're very dry here in Colorado and things dry out. Here's the obvious way of telling. Do you have buzzing? Listen to this. Obviously, that's no good. Technical term for that is bad. So this is probably a high fret. And the way to tell if it has come loose is just take a screwdriver and just tap the end of your frets. Watch this. Hear the difference? Over here on the other side, the fret end has also come loose. Listen to this. So to me, it looks like there's about 3 frets here that have come loose. And that's probably due to the guitar drying out. So we need to do some work on those. If you don't know that they're loose, people will probably just level and re-crown them, and then you really haven't solved the problem because the frets are still loose. So now we have to remove the frets, replace them. So I've removed the strings, and I've diagnosed which frets are loose. I've got maybe 3 or 4 right here that the ends have popped out pretty good. Now, if you can press them down and get them to go back in, you can just glue them back in place. However, these are not wanting to stay. The frets are highly worn in this area, so I'm just going to remove them. Notice I've protected the soundboard here. Now I'm just going to remove these frets here that are wanting to come out. All right, so we got 3 of them out of there. Everything else seems to be solid, so let's go ahead and put some more frets back in there. I'm just going to use a saw real quick to clean out any crud that's inside there. Luckily, this is not a bound fretboard, so it's real easy. And to make sure that I'm at the correct depth, I've made this little tool here. It's just an old piece of fret wire. Cut it, put an L on it, file off the tang there, or the barbs on the side of the tang, and then insert it in there and make sure that it will go all the way down. If it goes all the way down, life's good. If it doesn't go all the way down, then you need to do something about it. I also like to take a 3-cornered file, just run it across the top of the fret, and just kind of lightly chamfer the edges there. All right, now we're ready for new fret wire. Now these little guys here, those little fret ends that you clip off, make sure they go in the garbage or on the floor. If they get into your carpet, under your guitar, you're now also doing a refinish and not just a refret. Happened to a friend of mine once. Now I am going to glue those frets in, and what I have is just a small pipette I got from LMI here with some thin viscosity CA glue, and I just lift the guitar up and apply the glue and let it roll down inside there. And the capillary effect will take it through it and out the other side if I put too much on it. I then come in with a paper towel with a little bit of acetone on it and clean up any glue residue before it sets up. There we go. Now we're ready to do our fret work. We need to level and re-crown because I've installed some new frets there. So to level the frets, I'm just going to use my precision leveling bar that I got from LMI. I've got some 3M gold sandpaper just stuck to it. Just a light dusting is all it's going to take. To make sure everything's level, I'm going to use my precision triangle that I got from LMI. Just place it across 3 frets. At the end, in the middle, in the other end. And if there's any rocking, then you know you have a high fret. And everything seems to be level. We're now ready to recrown. After a little more fret work and polishing of the frets there, I've got the strings back on. Fretboard has a nice coat of lemon oil. Let's see how we did. No buzzing, frets are level, polished, recrowned, life's good. Let's put this one back in the case and get on to the next one. So Pedro over there in Sicily, thank you very much for your question. Ciao and happy building.